All right, so we were going through the topic decision making. We started in the last lecture, and we have understood the definition of decision making. Decision making is nothing but it is a process of identifying and selecting the course of action to solve a specific problem, and that process is known as decision making. Because generally, decision making is the function which is done by top level managers. If the decisions are very important and very significant in nature, then it is to be taken by the top level managers. But if it is not very significant, they are regular decisions to solve the regular problems, then it is taken by the middle level managers and lower level managers as well. So when we are making or selecting the course of action means the series of the activities to be conducted to solve one problem. That selection process and identifying process is known as decision making. Then we have even concluded that since the managers, they are getting very high salary, that salary is given to them for decision making, because whatever decision they are going to take, that is going to decide the future of the organization, the future of the company. So your company may suffer from losses, company may earn lots of profits. That depends upon what decision they are going to make. And every decision which is taken by top level managers or middle level managers must contain some qualities, right? These are called as essentials of decision making. And these are the essentials of decision making. Whenever any manager is making any decision, he has to keep in mind that all these contents are there in his decision. He has to see that the problem is clearly defined. He has to see that the data which he wants to solve the problem is collected in a proper manner. Then he has to see that the decision, whatever he is making, it is getting communicated with his subordinates. Because ultimately, these are the subordinates who are going to follow your decisions. So they should be in a position to accept it. Then cost effective, you have to see that your decision is not very expensive. That is meaning of cost effective. Then proactive decision. Proactive decision means before that action comes, you have to react to that. Right? You should not wait that the action should happen, then only we will react. कोई आपको मार के चला जाएगा, उसके बाद आप react करेंगे, वैसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Right? Proactive means if any better situation is going to arise in future, you have to have solution of that today itself. If you feel that after 6 months that that COVID situations will be improved, and the goods which are in demand now, they may not be having any demand after 6 months. Like many people have started, as I told you, have started manufacturing ventilators. Many people have already started the work of manufacturing of that sanitizers and all. So all these businesses may not survive after 6 7 months. So you have to think from today itself that what you have to produce, so that you have to have survival of your business. That is called as proactive decisions. Then subordinate participation. Of course, whenever you are making any decision, you have to check that your subordinates have participated into that. Whatever decision you are making, they have to participate into that, because in future they should not say that this particular decision was imposed on us and we are following because we are forced to do that. So that may create some problem in future. So there should be subordinates participation. Then training and motivation should be provided if required in your decision. If your decision is very important, which may make your staff to go through some training, and which may require the staff should be motivated for the decision, then you have to have that. And then periodic review means on timely basis you have to review that whatever decisions you have made, whether they are giving you the solution to the problem or not. Because decisions are made to solve certain problems, and if you are not able to solve your problems, then that is not a good decision. So you have to check on timely basis. That is called as periodic review. On timely basis, you have to check that whether it is serving the purpose or not. So this is what we have discussed in the last lecture, right? Now today we are going to understand the concept of types or classification of decision making. Now, I'm not threatening you, but I'm just warning that this particular question may be little difficult for you to understand. Why it will be difficult for you to understand? Because this question is having some sort of the theories, some sort of the proofs which are little mixed in nature. So points may get mixed in your mind when you are going to understand that. But if you are understanding it very thoroughly, then the thin line difference will be kept in your mind and you will be in a position to identify which kind of decision it is. Okay, now if you remember when we were discussing types of planning, there also we have discussed two categories of planning. You must be remembering that. What are the two categories of planning which we have discussed in the last lecture? Can you put the answer in the chat box? What were the two categories of planning? We have discussed two categories, and then again in two categories, some subparts of the planning we have discussed. Do you remember that answer? Two categories of planning. Okay. The first category of planning is standing plan. And another category of planning was single use plan. Now I hope you remember that standing plan and single use plan. As far as the concept of standing plan says, standing plans are the plans which are made once and you can make use of that for years together, right? Like mission, strategies, objectives, and all these things you are making it for one time. Then for years together, or even more than 100 years, the managers can make use of that plan. Whereas single-use plan are the plans which are made to solve one particular problem or the specific problem, and that plan is for a shorter period of time. So these are the two categories of the planning. Now, in the similar manner, we have two categories of decision making. The first one is programmed decision. Another one is non-programmed decision. Now, as far as programmed is concerned, forget about the word programmed decision. Just keep in mind the word programmed. Programmed means something which you are making it one and you are using it on continuous basis. That is meaning of programmed. I don't know whether you are aware about the function of calculator. From 2 3 years you are using the calculator. In calculator, you must have noticed that there are 2 3 signs like m plus, m minus, mrc. These are certain keys which are there in the calculator, and very few people they know how to operate that. You might have seen that m plus mc. You might have even thought also कि क्या दिया हुआ है, किसके लिए दिया हुआ है. Actually, these are the keys which are keeping your numbers in the memory. See, many times, what do? We calculate one column. The total of one column may be used to calculate another column. So again, what we used to do, we used to type the keys of the button of the calculator. Then whatever figure we are getting, we are writing at one place. Then again, we calculate second column. Then again, whatever figure we have written on the paper, if it is useful, we type it again. This is what we do. That is our practice. But that m plus, that is memory plus. That means you can keep that number in the memory. And whenever you want that particular number, you can click the button MRC, that is memory recall. Memory recall, that means whatever number you have fed in the calculator, the moment you will click MRC, that number will come in front of you. So that is programmed. We are making the program and we are making use of it as and when it is required, right? So I hope you understood the meaning of programmed now. I have not discussed regarding programmed decision. I have just given you the meaning of program. Programmed means something you are making it once and you are making use of that as and when it is required. आप एक प्रोग्राम बना देते हो कैलकुलेशंस में और फिर जब जरूरत पड़ती है आप उसको यूज करते हो. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज प्रोग्राम. Now, programmed decisions. Programmed decisions are certain decisions which are done for the repetitive problems, or for the solution which are the problems which are occurring on the regular basis. For example, every now and then you may be having problem of shortage of material. Every now and then you may be having problem of labor turnover. Every now and then you may be having problem of labor absenteeism. These are the common problems. Sometimes you are having even the problem of shortage of electricity, shortage of water. तो ये जो चीजें हैं, ये प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, ये रूटीन प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो आते रहते हैं. So already the decisions are taken for that. Already the decisions are taken by the manager that whenever such situation will come, what they will do. Already they know that, right? If they know that there will be shortage of raw material, then already they are having one solution in their mind. Okay, this time place the order from Mr. A, because he is also the supplier. Let him earn little more money, but there should not be shortage of money. That means that decision was already taken. आपको पता है कि मटेरियल शॉर्टेज में है, तो आपने पहले से डिसीजन लेके रखा है कि अगर मटेरियल शॉर्टेज हो गया तो मिस्टर ए से हम लोग एक्स्ट्रा मटेरियल खरीद लेंगे. वो थोड़े पैसे ज्यादा चार्ज करता है पर मटेरियल उसके पास रहता है. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज प्रोग्राम्ड डिसीजन. So programmed decisions are the decisions which are taken to solve the routine problems, the problems which are arising every now and then. And when you are making the solution of that, before that problem arises, that is called as programmed decisions, right? So that programmed decision will continue. तो अगर समझो एक मैनेजर है, प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर, वहां पे प्रॉब्लम हो गया कि लेबर का एब्सेंटिज्म ज्यादा था एक पर्टिकुलर डे पे. बहुत ज्यादा लोग एब्सेंट थे. अब ज्यादा जो लोग एब्सेंट रहेंगे तो उस दिन की प्रोडक्शन कम हो जाएगी. तो ये लोग क्या करते हैं, जनरली इस तरह का प्रॉब्लम आने पर लेबर नाका में जाके एक दिन के लिए लेबर को लेकर आते हैं और एक दिन की उसको वेजेस दे देते हैं. दैट इज जनरली दे डू. तो लेट अस से एक प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर मिस्टर ए, ही नोज that whenever there will be shortage of labor, the laborer can be called from labor naka on the daily basis. Let us say on one fine day there was shortage of labor and Mr. A was also absent, right? That manager was also absent. Now Mr. B is there, who is very junior to A. Now Mr. B will be very confused that what to do. Now today laborer are not there, my boss is also not there, what should I do that? Then he will make a call to A, and A will say that don't worry, this is a routine problem which we are facing. You send some people to labor naka, you ask them to bring some laborer and make them payment on daily basis and get the work done. That means the decision was very smooth, right? अगर आप उस सिचुएशन में हैं, आप नए कहीं पे फैक्ट्री में आपको काम मिला है और आप एक असिस्टेंट मैनेजर बन गए हैं, तो आप कंफ्यूज नहीं होंगे ना अगर प्रोग्राम डिसीजंस रहेंगे तो. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ प्रोग्राम्ड डिसीजन. आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड द मीनिंग ऑफ प्रोग्राम्ड डिसीजन. Programmed decisions are the decisions which are taken on routine basis. Already they are ready. So whenever the problem, that particular problem come, you are making use of that. That is the meaning of programmed decision. And generally it is taken by whom? By the middle level managers or by the lower level managers. Now this is how the objective question can be asked, that dash managers are generally involved in programmed decision. Dash managers are generally involved in programmed decision. What will be your answer? It should be middle level and lower level managers, right? They are using the programmed decision. ऑलरेडी स्मॉल स्मॉल डिसीजंस उनके बनाए हुए रहते हैं. जैसे ही वो प्रॉब्लम आ जाता है वो लोग वो डिसीजन को फॉलो करना शुरू कर देते हैं. Now here under programmed decision we are having certain types. The first type is linear programming. Now as far as this term linear is concerned, linear is a term which you have heard in your 9th and 10th geometry. Linear. We used to use this word collinear points, linear points and all. Linear. And if you divide this particular word, you get one word over here, L-I-N-E, that is line. Over here the line word is important. Line, and then the entire word is linear programming. Now this is a decision program, or you can say a decision where it is assumed that there are many variables and each and every variable is connected with one another. So there is a line relationship among the variables. Variables means, let us say, for example, for production. For production, we need raw material, we need labor, we need storage capacity, right? We need electricity, we need some place to keep the work in progress stock and all. So whatever things are required for production purpose, these things are called as variables, right? जो जो चीजें आपको प्रोडक्शन के लिए यूज होती हैं, उन चीजों को कहा जाता है वेरिएबल्स। और लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग में ऐसा माना जाता है कि इन सारे वेरिएबल्स का एक कनेक्शन है। ये सारी चीजें, जितने भी वेरिएबल्स हैं, वो एक दूसरे से जुड़े हुए हैं। सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग, right? And if the variables are connected with one another, that means effect on one variable is definitely going to affect on the another variable. आपका एक वेरिएबल में कुछ चेंजेस हो गया तो उसका असर बाकी वेरिएबल्स पर भी पड़ेगा, ऐसा माना जाता है। Again, we will take one example. Let us say one fine day your laborer have come, but on that day you don't have raw material, right? Your laborer are there, but there is no raw material and there is no scope also to arrange raw material. आपके पास लेबरर है पर मटेरियल नहीं है, और ऐसा आपके पास स्कोप भी नहीं है कि वो मटेरियल हम कहीं और से ऑर्डर कर सकें. So it is going to affect the entire variables. All the variables will get affected because of the non-availability of material. So one day you can manage, but when second day will come, now you have to think for linear programming. You have to have that how the laborer can be shifted to another unit, how the other sources, whatever you are using for one particular product, are made use in the another process where there is material. क्योंकि एक कंपनी एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट तो नहीं बनाता है, एक ही प्रोडक्ट थोड़ी ना बनाता है कोई भी कंपनी. दे आर मेकिंग मेनी प्रोडक्ट्स. सो whoever are available in one unit, right, you can shift them to the another unit in the another process and you can make use of that. That is called as linear program. And one more thing is there, if you want to calculate the per day production of the laborer, that how many units one labor can produce, so you can make use of your, your own your technique, your own logic, that if one person is working for 8 hours and this much will be the raw material available to him, that much is his speed, and according to his speed, availability of raw material and the labor skill and capacity, you can decide that how many units this one labor can produce, right? आप अपना लॉजिक यूज करके ये डिसाइड कर सकते हो कि एक लेबर कितने यूनिट्स बना सकता है. आपको क्या क्या कंसीडर करना है? उसका स्किल, उसकी टेक्निक, आपका अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल, उस लेबर का वर्किंग आवर्स, आपका वर्किंग कंडीशन, क्योंकि ये सारी चीजें आपस में कनेक्टेड है. So you are assuming that there is a thin linear line and every variable is fixed on that particular line, and effect on one particular variable is going to affect on the another cycle also. So when you are having this particular program ready for you, that is called as linear programming. And generally every business organization, those who are involved in production work especially, they are having this linear programming decision already ready with them. उनको पहले से ही पता होता है कि कौन कौन से वेरिएबल्स आपस में कनेक्टेड हैं, कौन से वेरिएबल के ऊपर क्या असर आएगा, तो किस तरह से वो बाकी वेरिएबल्स को असर करेगा. तो उसके डिसीजंस वो पहले से लेके रख देते हैं कि हाँ, आज अगर आज ये चीज नहीं हो गई तो हमें ये चीज करनी पड़ेगी, सो दैट हमारा प्रॉब्लम जो है वो और ज्यादा बढ़ेगा नहीं, हमारा प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन आ जाएगा. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग, right? Then the another one is game theory. Now as far as the game theory is concerned, it is very intelligent kind of decisions where you are, observing the move of your competitor. Let us take an example of chess game. Many times, you must have played chess game. So whenever the turn comes to you to make a movement, you are thinking that if I move one coin from this particular box to this particular box, what the another person is going to do. This is what we think. कि अगर मैं यहाँ से ये कॉइन उठा के ये बॉक्स में रख दूंगा तो वो किस तरह से उसका यूज करेगा. एंड मेनी टाइम्स हम लोग उसका मूव का वेट करते हैं कि व्हाट मूव ही इज गोइंग टू मेक सो दैट वी कैन मेक यूज ऑफ दैट. दैट इज गेम थियरी. That is game theory. Now over here, how it is related to the programmed decision. See, you know that your competitors are trying their level best to show to the public that they are the best, right? They may criticize you, and they may affect the mind of the customer, and they may say that they are the best and not you. So for that, what strategies they can apply? They can reduce the prices. They can give something free with the product. They may give some after sales service, good after sales service. They may give some sort of another benefits to the customers which you are not providing. जो चीजें आप अपने प्रोडक्ट के साथ प्रोवाइड नहीं करते हो, आपका कॉम्पिटिटर वो चीजें अप्लाई करेगा. नाउ दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम. To solve this problem, you already have to have one plan that, okay, if he is going to reduce the price, we are also going to reduce the price. But how? If you are going to reduce your prices, you are going to suffer from losses. So you have to be ready with that, that if you are going to reduce the price, how you are going to cover that. You have to reduce your cost of production. You have to make decision of reduction of cost of production. If you feel that the competitor is giving something free of cost along with the product, some gift he is giving, you also make the arrangement of some gifts and you also sell into the market. That is called as game theory, where we are watching the movement of the competitor. Accordingly, we are making our own decision. That is called as game theory. You might have noticed also in consumable goods, whenever rates of one product goes down, similarly, another competitor or another company is also reducing the prices of the product to that extent. Many times you might have noticed that. Especially, the fight is going between Hindustan Unilever Limited and the Procter and Gamble. They are the two rivals because they are producing almost similar products, right? So when the similar products are produced by two manufacturer, they try to follow this game theory, right? So आपको फर्क समझ आ गया, right? What we have understood first, that was linear programming. What is linear programming? When it is assumed that there is the relationship among all the variables, and effect on one variable is going to affect on other variables also. So you have to be ready with the plan that how to solve that particular issue. Then game theory means where you are watching the movement of your competitor, and accordingly you are making your own decision to solve the problem. That is game theory. Now the next one is simulation. As far as the term simulation is concerned, simulation means keeping the things in the similar manner or in the similar situation, just like the actual one. I'm just giving you or asking one question from you. Have you seen the movie Aankhein of Amitabh Bachchan? Have you seen that movie? It was a movie where Amitabh Bachchan was working as a manager in one big bank, and in fact, it was said that it was because of him that particular bank got success. Right? ऐसा माना जाता था कि क्योंकि वो मैनेजर था, उसकी वजह से वो बैंक को इतना सक्सेस मिला, इतना आगे आ पाया था. बट ओनली थिंग वाज दैट ही वाज वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट, और वो इतना स्ट्रिक्ट था कि स्टाफ को मारता भी था. सो व्हाट हैड हैपेंड, one fine day he was fired from the job. So he was very angry. He thought that I spend entire my life on on the development of this bank, and ultimately they have removed me from the job. So he was very much angry. So he wanted to take the revenge. So what he has planned, that to make some robbery in the bank. And what he has done, he has selected three blind people, because no one can believe that blind people are making robbery in the bank. That was his plan. So he trained these three blind men. He constructed a bank similar to the bank where they were supposed to make a robbery. Even in the inches also he has kept in the same manner. And he trained them. See, if you go to the left 10 steps, there will be one counter. If you go to the right, there will be water cooler. This is how the bell will ring. This is how you have to make the robbery and all. So, and he made it successful also. Three blind people, they made the robbery in the bank. So that was simulation. That means he has created the same situation to train the people. Now, over here, simulation does not mean they are making robbery in the bank and all. Over here, simulation means the managers, what do? They are putting themselves in the situation like actual one. What I said, that the managers are putting themselves in the situation like similar one. They see the reaction of the people and then they make the decision. For example, one advertising agency, whenever they make the advertisement, directly they are not showing on the television. What they do, they are keeping one premiere of that advertisement by calling some people of the society, normal people like you and me. We will be invited in one big theater. They will be showing the advertisement and they will see our reaction, how we are reacting, whether that particular reaction is positive or negative. If our reaction is negative, that means we don't like the advertisement, immediately they drop that advertisement and they shoot the another one. And if they see the positive reaction from the customers or from the viewers, immediately they go for the telecasting of that. That is called a simulation. So simulation means putting the things in the situation like the actual one. That is called a simulation, and based on that you are taking a decision. Then the another one is queuing theory, right? If you see the word, it is derived from the word queue. Queue means a line, where we are standing to buy the tickets and all. So queuing technique is a technique which is generally followed to solve the problem of the queue, or of the problems where the customers are in line. Of course, now these days we don't go to the companies to for to solve our queries and complaints and all. We just make online complaints. But when the complaints comes, it should be solved in the chronological order. That is called as queuing technique. Nowadays, this particular thing now it has almost gone because of artificial intelligence. Whenever you make a call to the company that you are having this particular issue or you are having this particular problem with your product and all, so automatically instructions are coming. Okay, press 1 for this particular problem, press 2 for this particular problem. Then the computer itself is giving us the solution for that. अगर मेरे मोबाइल में प्रॉब्लम है कि इनकमिंग कॉल मुझे ठीक से मतलब पता नहीं चलता है, तो मेरे फोन का प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है या वो लाइन का प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. सो दे मे गिव मी द सॉल्यूशन कि सर यू टर्न ऑफ योर मोबाइल फोन, टर्न इट ऑन, यू विल गेट द प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व. बिकॉज दीज आर द रूटीन प्रॉब्लम्स व्हिच आर कमिंग. इसको बोलते हैं फ्रीक्वेंटली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन, FAQ, frequently asked question. So when your problems are very common, which are coming every now and then, your solutions are already ready with it. So you have to just ask what kind of problem you are having. Okay, this is a solution for that. That is called as queuing theory. I hope you understood the meaning of queuing theory. This is generally related with the complaints which we are receiving from the customers. And even the railways ka online booking, and on these days we are able to book the tickets online, right? And even the local train ticket also, for that also there is one app which has been issued by Mumbai Railways, Central Railways, and we can book even the local ticket also through that particular app. So that was a solution because of this queuing technique. They were having the issue right from years together, and then they solved that particular issue by queuing technique. Then the last one is probability decision theory. Now this particular word probability, where you have heard, anybody remembers that probability? This is not a very new word, and I'm 100% sure those who are present right now, all of you must be thinking that अरे ये कहीं तो सुना है. Okay, Qureshi Sana is given in maths. Rita is also saying maths. Actually, in statistics, you have heard about this word probability. Probability का meaning रहता है the chance of occurrences. द चांस, कितना चांस है वो काम होने का. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, you know, I'm just giving you the example. Uh, when you took admission in FYBCom, there were 50% chances of conducting exams online and 50% chances were offline. Then ultimately we conducted online. That is a different matter. But when we say that there are chances of conducting exam online as well as offline, that means we are giving the chance, right? Chance whether it will be online or offline. Right now, I'm saying that 99% there are chances that this time exams will be offline. That 99 percentage chance which I'm giving to you, that is probability. That is probability. That means, you know, the chances which are in favor of occurrence, वो चीज होने के कितने chances हैं, that is called as probability. So not fluctuating decision. Probability means depending upon the chance of getting success. वो कितना सक्सेसफुल होगा, वो 50% सक्सेसफुल होगा, 75% सक्सेसफुल होगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज प्रोबेबिलिटी. कितना फेवर में रहेगा. आप फॉर्मूला लगाते थे ना, फेवरेबल चांसेस डिवाइडेड बाय टोटल चांसेस इनटू 100, दैट इज अ फॉर्मूला. तो वो जो परसेंटेज आती थी वो आपकी प्रोबेबिलिटी है कि वो काम उतना होगा या नहीं. So probability decision theories generally are followed in the large scale organization where they take the risk of the success, whether the particular decision will give them the success or will give them the failure. That depends upon the probability. So what do? They make a survey in the market. They collect the data from the people. They collect their behavior, record it on one place, and then they make a decision कि अगर ये decision लिया तो chances है कि हम इस problem से बाहर आ जाएंगे. अगर ये दूसरा वाला decision लिया तो शायद हमारा company बंद हो जाएगा. That is called as probability decision theory, where you are collecting some data and based on that data you are calculating some figures and you are taking the decision. That is called as probability decision theory. Okay, so I hope you have understood today's lecture. Programmed decisions means what? Which are taken for the routine problems, which are, you know, occurring on the regular basis or on routine basis. So already you are making decisions. As and when the problem arises, you are applying your decision and you are solving it. That is the meaning of programmed decision, and these are certain examples of programmed decision. Okay, so with this note, I just stop today's lecture. And in our next period, we will be understanding the more interesting part, that is non-programmed. ये और ज़्यादा interesting है, which we will learn in our next period.